So beginning our day, when you sharpen a razor, there's different levels of sharpness you can get it to. And the way you test it is by floating over your skin, not touching your skin, and seeing if it cuts the hairs in your arm. So I just did that test, and I would say it was, so there's different levels. There's like the level where it doesn't cut the hairs, and then there's the level where it cuts the hairs, but the hairs have a loud pop when they cut, and those are called loud poppers. And then there's a level where it cuts the hairs and it's quiet. Those are called quiet poppers. Then there's a level where it cuts the hair and you don't realize it's cutting the hair because it's silent, and that's called the silent slicer. So that's the ultimate level. So that was probably somewhere between loud and soft poppers. So, silent slicer I've only achieved once, I think, in my life. It's very, very difficult. It's the ultimate samurai level of sharpening. But it's quite a skill. So, but that's not what I was going to talk about this morning. That was Longpo Kun and Longpo Damrong. They were very happy with their trip to America, and I saw them off at the airport in Seattle on the 5th, and then I hung out for another couple nights there just to relax and decompress from about a month and a half of Krupa Ajahn visits. And so felt they were all these visits were very successful, and especially I felt the Longpo Kun, Longpo Damrong visit was very special because people didn't know them really, and it was like getting to know different Krupa Ajahns. It was like Tina sent me a message saying it's wonderful to be able to meet new Jedi masters. So just people we don't know, but they have different barami, different personalities, but still great disciples of Ajahn Chah, and with their own ways of offering the Dhamma and setting a good example. And so after we left Abhayagiri, we went up to Pacific Hermitage, and from there went to Seattle. They had a great time at Pacific Hermitage, and also we were able to give a talk at Portland Friends of the Dhamma, and we headed up to Seattle. They gave a talk for Clear Mountain Monastery. And yeah, all this was very, very good. And one point that Longpo Damrong was making was he was speaking about being looked after well, and people who have this quality of the Thai word is nam jai, which nam means water and jai means heart. But what it really means is kind of someone who really cares. So someone who isn't just going through the motions or just doing their duty, but they actually care about the well-being and comfort and happiness of others. So kind of hard to translate into English, but different translations tried kind of nam jai as like lovely character or empathy or one who cares. Those would all be valid translations for the word nam jai. But Longpo Damrong kept using that word, and saying he was very, very happy to see people who have that quality, and that it's very rare in the world for people to actually care. Usually when people are helping each other, there's some sort of give and take, or like you think people might have some hidden motive or hidden agenda, that maybe they're giving something with a expectation to get something back. But if there's that sense of just giving without really an expectation, or giving just for the sake of giving in order to genuinely help people, that's quite rare. And that also does have results. We do get those results. But the very best way is to just not have that expectation for results. And that's the type of kamma which is in line with the Noble Eightfold Path. So very good that they were encouraging us in these qualities and to keep cultivating them, keep developing them. And also something I picked up from Longpo Kun was he was always trying to lighten the mood. So from the moment they got to Abhayagiri, when he was talking about Longpo Sumedho eating a lot of mangoes in the early days at Wat Pah, and on, just through the visit, he's trying to lighten things up a bit. And I think that's very important for us to remember, that this quality of lightheartedness that's really important and necessary for the practice. It's not that we don't take things seriously, but that there's a sense of holding things lightly, because sometimes, especially when we're starting out, it can be like this, the defilements, and the suttas say to destroy the defilements, And we might read the Ajahns, teachings of the Ajahns that say to kill the defilements. And we might then meditate with a mind state that's quite grim and very negative. So, but even those teachings are pointing to peace. Killing the defilements means to be peaceful. But killing isn't a very good word to use in terms of peace. And maybe that's not the best translation. But, when somebody like Ajahn Mahabua would speak about, quote unquote, killing the defilements, somebody asked him, are you saying we should be like angry and enraged at the defilements? And he said, no, if you get angry, the defilements will just laugh at you. So when he says that, it means be light, be at peace. That's how we do it. So it's good to understand that. And I think Lumpur Kun, it's easy to underestimate a monk like that, somebody who's very humble. Usually in the West or in America, people get recognized or people become well-known if they make a big show of themselves. But it's the opposite with somebody like Lumpur Kun, who is very, very humble and not making a show of himself. And yet, that is the quality of someone who really has the Dhamma. So just a very good visit. Just thank you to everybody for making their visit really good. It was a team effort, group effort. And it's just a really wonderful kind of long-term investment. Like for myself, I don't see the whole months and months of preparation and getting your visas and getting permissions from the Thai Sangha and everything. I don't see that as a burden because this is why I ordained. This is what I live for. The visiting Krupa Ajahns and our great teachers who we can learn from and have the opportunity to meet and look after. If it wasn't for monks like this, I certainly wouldn't be a monk, wouldn't have any real reason to have ordained. So it's really that opportunity to meet such great beings is very, very important. And if we don't make the best of these opportunities, then our holy life is just kind of empty and not really getting to the essence, not really getting to the meaning of it. So great to be able to learn from them, and sadhu to everybody. So I'll just leave that for reflection this morning.